Well, we are thrilled now to be joined by Elvis Grbac. He joins us via phone from the Cleveland area. Elvis, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. So glad you could be with us today. We're very excited to speak with you, as both Bishop Reed and I are football fans. Now, we're Patriots fans, but I watched you in Michigan. So tell us about your road from the NFL to becoming a Catholic motivational speaker, because it seems like a different road to take.
Well, I would have to say this. Being in the NFL, I was very concentrated as a professional on exactly what I had to do. And growing up, you have to remember my heritage being Croatian, and the Catholicism was very part of my family from a long, long time, since I was a kid. It's just really just part of our DNA. And when I was done playing, I had an opportunity to really spend a lot of time with my kids and to coach and do those things and be a part of their lives. Practicing my Catholic faith was part of just practicing. It wasn't truly a relationship till about, I'm going to say probably about 7 years ago, where I had an opportunity during the Lenten season to start going to Mass on a regular daily basis like my parents have done since they were kids. And there was a profound change in me at that moment. And I really understood the true relationship that I have with Christ. He was there through the entire process of a young kid from the Cleveland area growing up and being an athlete and playing multiple sports, going to Michigan and being successful and going to the NFL and playing in a Super Bowl and a Pro Bowl. He was there through the entire thing. And now having an opportunity, which is, for me, a little crazy to think, is that here is, as a professional athlete, I would go on Sundays and go and perform as best as I could and sometimes really fall flat on my face. Now God says, well, you're going to do something similar for me. You're going to go out there and you're going to profess your faith to men all over the country and tell them your story, how you've been successful through all that. And then now, what does it mean to have a relationship with me? And how are you going to do that? And how are you going to profess that faith to people around the country?
And you know, Elvis, I'm sure for you, when your son was very young, spina bifida, you're in the NFL, which takes total concentration, that your son's going to have a very serious operation. I'm sure your faith came in handy then, too.
Absolutely. My wife and I, my high school sweetheart, we've been through many, many things through our 24 years of marriage and really, 8 years of, being girlfriend and boyfriend. That was a huge challenge for us early on in our marriage, and it was an eye-opener for both of us. And when that happened, you could just kind of see that the two of us really took the challenge of, okay, let's educate ourselves on what this is, how we can better our son, where are some of the resources we can go out there and do that, and at the same time, pray together and have faith together that together we can accomplish what we can for our son. And, my son, if you ever met him, you would never think twice. We were very, very fortunate in the San Francisco area when I was playing for the 49ers. The #1 pediatric neurosurgeon in the world is in San Francisco, and he did the surgery. And my son is totally healthy today, very blessed. He's a musician. He just graduated from the University of Dayton, moving to Chicago, just doing all the things that a normal kid would do. And that's all we could hope for, and our prayers are really answered. A lot of the resources were right there in front of us, and we had to tap into it. And I think by God's grace, everything really worked out.
Elvis, as you know, we're always learning, and little birdie by the name of Bonnie told me that you've been studying at St. Mary's Seminary. How's that been going?
It's been excellent. It's been exactly what I anticipated to be, and even more. I'm about halfway through getting my master's in theology, and I also am discerning for the diaconate. A lot of things are happening off of this. I am the chaplain over at St. Ignatius High School with the football program there. I coached there for many years, and I'm going to be back there coaching again. Hopefully, what I want to do is be able to also teach at the high school level, be it at St. Ignatius or somewhere else, getting the young men to have a true relationship with Christ. That's kind of I think my calling is. It is one thing to practice your faith, but then to have a true relationship that'll last through those high school years, those college years, and into your adult life. I think my experience through what I did as a professional can be a lightning for those young men. And so my studies have been unbelievable at the seminary, and I encourage anybody who has an opportunity, who has a calling, to go back to school and get their master's in theology or whatever it is. I really encourage those people to answer that call.
You spoke at Assumption College this past St. Patrick's Day. My daughter actually goes to that college, so I heard well received. What's your sense of the Catholic life in the U.S. specifically for men?
I will say this. I've been to a number of men's conferences within the last few years, and I've seen an unbelievable increase of participation of men. Now, I'll give you one stat that I heard down in Columbus, Ohio. Scott Hahn was speaking, and he threw out this stat, is that, say a family of 5, like mine, if the oldest child was active in their faith, less than 10% of the rest of the family would be active in their faith. Now, if the mother was active in her faith, 25% of the rest of the family would be active in their faith. Now, here's the kicker. The father figure, the man in the family, if he's active in his faith, over 70% of the rest of the family will be active in their faith. That is a profound, profound stat. And I'm not a big stat guy, but when I heard that, I said, okay, there's a lot of things going on now that there's a lot of people moving away from the church, not being active, all those things. What is it that I can do, that I can reach out to men of high school, college, in their 30s, in their 40s and 50s? What can I do? What can I give to those men, my experience that I've gone through, and profess my faith to them, and truly kind of put the reordering of their faith first, their family, and then their work life last. And that's a huge calling for me, and then hopefully that I can do that as I go around and speak to all these different conferences.
Elvis, it's been a great honor to meet you and chat with you today. Very inspiring too. How can people learn more about perhaps booking you for an event and more about your very involved ministry?
Just go to my website, elvisgrbac.com. Everything is there. Very simple site, and you can contact me through my email on the website. I'm busy, but obviously I love traveling around and having an opportunity and spending time with men and giving them an opportunity to kind of understand my story and what you can be successful in what you want to do as long as Christ is really, truly a part of it.
Okay, Elvis, thank you so much. Congratulations to your daughter on her graduation, and best of luck for a volleyball career as she moves to a Division I school. Thanks for being with us, and you'll have to visit us when you're in Boston sometime.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.